What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you with another one. And From Season 2 is finally here. In this video, I will recap the episode. After that, I will give you my predictions and my theories, what I think is going on in this show. And if you like the way I do that, please thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel. We're also doing a live stream every Sunday night, and we will have somebody from the cast joining us to break down the episode. Hope to see you there. Let's do this. The episode starts off as it should with Boyd, our main character, and we see Boyd back in town doing what he normally does, getting the residents ready to go in for the night so that they are not eaten by all these creatures. We see the storm building up, and we see that Boyd's hand starts to shake. But then we realize that it's all just a dream and he's really stuck inside of the well. After that, it skips back in time from what we seen last season, as we did see the bus arrive, and it shows us the bus people actually coming to the place. We make our way to Colony House where the storm is going on and they're trying to get everything inside of the house. And Jade spots the bus coming in. After that, he runs inside and informs Donna what's going on. We then skip to Victor and Tabitha inside the cave, and this is the most interesting spot. It seems these creatures are keeping souvenirs, as we see wedding dresses and luggage down there. As Donna is trying to recuperate everybody from what's going on and all the electricity going, she tells Kenny that he's going to have to man up while Boyd's gone, because she's going to need help corralling all these people and getting them inside of the building before night falls. While on the bus, a new character, Elgin, wakes up from a dream, and this dream tells him that he should not be there. They shouldn't be there, but it's too late. They are already there. When they try to restrain him, he throws up all over the place. So this man has visions, and he got a vision that he was not supposed to be there, but it was too late. Then we see the new people gather around the diner. We seen Elgin is then attended to by a nurse on the bus, and she's concerned about his health because we all seen exactly what happened to him throw up and him have these visions of what's going on. I'm really interested in knowing exactly what he's seen. As that, the bus driver is then confronted by the people in town, and Jim is still searching for Tabitha from last season in the hole. When Ellis arrives, he tries to calm the people down with the bartender, but it just doesn't seem to be working. It's really far-fetched for a bunch of people to come here and actually believe what's going on. Who would really do that? Who would understand exactly that these people are telling them the truth and it's not safe for them? So as they try to coax these people inside of the diner, Donna shows up to try to regulate the situation and help out. Tom then tries to recruit a couple of people to go help Jim search for Tabitha in the house. After that, we switch back to Victor in the cave, and to me, this is still the most interesting part, him and Tabitha trying to escape the cave. And then we flash forward to Boyd, and while he's there, he hears a voice talking to him, and the person doesn't even believe that Boyd is real, but he says that he will help Boyd escape. We then flash forward to Jade, and he's rolling some weed because he's all upset that his plan did not go the way he exactly wanted to go. And this is his last rolling paper, so he is trying to savor this moment. But while he does that, he sees a mannequin, an image of a mannequin that screams at him, and we're going to see this mannequin again later, and we'll talk about that again later. And it's also worth noting that Jade doesn't seem to be afraid of these visions anymore, because when they scream at him, he screams right back at the vision. Ethan is then talking to Kenny's mom. She's trying to tell him that she would protect him and for him not to be afraid of everything that happened, and that leads to a conversation between Ethan and Jade while they're outside on the porch. And that's when Jade realizes that, hey, Victor is your boy. Where is Victor's room exactly? Because Jade wants to know what Victor knows about this town and the symbol that he keeps on seeing. So he wants Ethan to take him up to the room, and Ethan then agrees to take him up to Victor's room after they have a little conversation about the quest that they are all on during this trip to From Town. After that, we see Victor and Tabitha again, and we get a good look of what the monsters look like when they're sleeping. Now, are they actually sleeping? Are they powered down? They seem to be not the same exact creatures that we seen from last season. They look a little bit different. It could be an upgrade that they made them look different, but the clothes on them are completely filthy when we see them laying around here. But when we see them out at night, their clothes are pristine. So something is going on here that we have to figure out, and we'll get more into that a little bit later. Donna's still doing her best to convince everybody to come inside of the diner, but they're not hearing it. As we seen in the trailer, and as many people predicted, we seen the Matthews house then collapse down, and everybody in shock, and Jim gets trapped inside of the rubble as this house collapses down. Now, the house was not brought down by anything like an earthquake. It was definitely done by the people who are overseeing this whole situation, without a shadow of a doubt. After that, we see Christy helping out victims in there, and we seen that shot in the trailer of what was going on, and that was that her girlfriend would eventually show up and see who she is, and that is the meeting that we get right here. While they're both doing the exact same thing, we get the reunion between them. Poor Kenny, he gets stuck without a girl once again. With the house being collapsed and there's no way to get Jim out, the people then scramble trying to remove the debris to get him out before night falls. Again, at this time, the people truly don't believe in these monsters. Julie's going crazy because her dad is trapped. She has no idea where her mom is, and as they start going through the debris, they realize that there's no way that they're going to be able to get them out in time, and that Jim and the two people that went in there to help find Tabitha have no choice but to spend the night outside in this house, and there's nothing they could do, so they scramble and try to cover it up and make the monsters just not even look for them while they're in there the whole time. Jim is stuck, and the two bartender is stuck, and he has no choice but to spend the night stuck, pinned down there. Boyd makes it up to the top, and when he does, he sees the guy chained up to the wall, and he's looked like he's been there for a very long time. Boyd is quick to pull the gun on him, but as the man is chained up, this is where we end the episode. And now I'm going to get into what I think is going on in this episode and some theories about it. The number one thing that stands out to me is this dummy. We see Jade get a vision of this dummy, and then we see the actual dummy inside the caves with the monster, and Tabitha and Victor see this dummy down there. Now, what does this mean? I believe that it means that somebody is pulling the dummy strings, meaning that there's somebody above everything that we have seen pulling the strings on all these people, and they are the reason why everything else is reacting the way that it is. They're the people who brought the house down. They're the people that were on the radio. Those are the people that Jade says sets the cheese for someone like him. That's what I think the significance of it. And we also see that they seem to have, I don't know if it's a change of clothes, these monsters down there, or if these monsters just collect things and bring them down there. We also see the little girl with Tabitha inside of the cage, and it was all inside of Tabitha's head. That it wasn't an actual physical being, it was just in her head, that little girl that was in the cave. Now, when dealing with these monsters and when they're in their sleep mode, it seems like they're sleeping next to certain items. So I think that these monsters must have been human at one time, or fully human at one time, and these may be mementos to them of their time when they were human. They may be things that keep them there, because it seems like certain ones are sleeping next to different ones. We see bird cages, and we see shelves with books on them and trunks with books on them. We also see what looks like, I would say, to be the waitress monster sleeping right next to an old school TV. She's right in the back of that. After that, we see another guy monster, and he's sleeping by a chair that looks like it's for a little kid. And we can see that the veins in their arms are very thick, like they have some type of substance running through their veins. This substance might be what causes them to turn into exactly what they have become. And it seems like all these things could be mementos from when they were human fully, or from their kids when they were human fully. Because a lot of these things are children's toys, whether it's the wagon or television set and a bicycle, something to do with the children. Maybe these are the parents of the children that have been experimented on. I highly suggest that you check out my last video that I put up to explain exactly what I'm talking about. Next thing I want to talk about is Boyd. How did that rope get down to Boyd? We've seen that this guy is clearly chained up to the wall. He's been there for an awful long time. There's no way he could have physically put that rope down to Boyd at all. So does this man have some type of telepathic powers? Does he have telekinesis where he can let the rope down to him? Or is this all just a setup and somebody was there and let the rope down, and this is a setup for Boyd for some purpose? So we'll have to see about that and see exactly what's going on, but that's what it could be. I would hope that it's not, but it seems like it could be, because how else can this guy get it down there unless he has some type of telekinesis power? And his veins seem to be almost the same as the monster's veins sitting up there. So was this guy or just another town resident? This is a brilliant first episode, and it has left us with a lot more questions than answers, and I'm loving every bit of it. We're going to go into depth with this episode tonight at 10:30 p.m. We will be joined by Elizabeth Saunders. She will be there, so come and join us while we break down this episode with a member from the cast. And you can call in and ask her your questions. It's gonna be a great time. So if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.